Hello, my name is Lee Bates, and I'm so glad that you're joining us for another ECPC Ministry Moment. This is the third in a series entitled Becoming Ambassadors. If you were with us last week, I hope you accepted the challenge to think about that word ambassador and to contemplate, to pray about, to discuss with others. What role does an ambassador have when they enter their new country or enter their assignment? And then how can we more practically live out our role as ambassadors? Also, if you were with us last week, you know this week we're going to think about why would someone want to be an ambassador? So let's answer that question. And I hope that this will just stimulate additional answers to that question as you once again think about and talk about with others. Why would someone want to be an ambassador? Well, as we start, let me read from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20. Therefore, we are ambassadors for Christ, God making his appeal through us. There that word is again, an ambassador. And why would someone want to be an ambassador? Well, let me start out our list that I hope you'll add to with a few suggestions. Number one, when we are stepping out in faith, becoming God's ambassadors, we grow in joy. And that joy is not dependent on our circumstances. Another reason is we become less focused on this world. The things that we can buy and accumulate and the status or the power that this world screams at us to get, those things become less and less appealing to us when we're growing as Christ ambassadors. Another reason we'd want to grow in becoming his ambassadors is that it slows us down to spend time with him, to listen, to spend healthy time with the Lord. When we're growing as his ambassadors, that becomes very much appealing to us. And it also strengthens our faith and causes us to both hunger and depend on God. Let me illustrate it by this. When someone is exercising or training, that causes them to be hungry for a healthy meal. Think about someone training for an athletic competition, whether it would be a running race, a marathon, or a triathlete, or someone just lifting weights to become stronger. When they're exercising, they are hungry for a healthy meal. I can't imagine someone training for a triathlon and after each one of their training sessions going and eating potato chips and ice cream. They're not hungry for the junk. They're hungry for healthy food that will fuel them. And it's the same way for us. When we're growing and taking more and more faith-filled steps to becoming the ambassadors God is calling us to be, then we're hungry for that healthy time with him. And that hunger continues to grow in us. Think about the reverse. If we're only eating and not exercising, rarely does that generate the desire to exercise. But certainly the opposite is true. When we're exercising, it generates a hunger for healthy eating. But just healthy eating by itself does not necessarily generate the hunger to exercise. So I hope that in that spiritual sense, you will begin to take more and more faith-filled steps to becoming an ambassador. And by doing so, there'll be a growing hunger in you and in me to spend that healthy time in God's word and with him. So our challenge for this week is to think about additional reasons why becoming his ambassador is a good thing for us. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.